on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we're going to take a look back at MUT 18 and show you what was going on back then. Look at the old promos, the card art, and everything else you may have missed if you didn't play the game back then. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you like it, make sure to go ahead and click that thumbs up button. Shows a lot of support on the channel, helps the videos get noticed. Also, if you're brand new here because you were searching around YouTube for MUT content, you found my video, or maybe it was recommended to you, stay a while, click that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on as well, so you guys are alerted when we drop additional videos. Let's get on into it. So if you've been around for a while, this is something I like to do every Madden offseason in between titles. We go back and look at the old Madden Ultimate Teams, bring back a little bit of nostalgia, and Madden 18 Ultimate Team is actually quite funny because I know the popular thing to do, right, is live in this year's or the current year's game and hate it to death, right? And then look back at the old games and say, oh my god, I miss when they did this and that. I found some absolutely disgusting things in MUT 18 as I was preparing for this video. So number one, look at all the currencies at the top. Contracts were still a thing in MUT 18. If you guys were unaware or did not play this game, basically anytime you played a game with a card or a player, it ate up a contract. And if they ran out of contracts, you had to add more to the card. And I had quite a few here at this point, 22,000. But it just became like a thing that was very annoying. Luckily, they got rid of it. We had tickets. You needed tickets to enter into like head-to-head seasons, to MUT drafts, things like that. And you actually had to like spend coins to enter into these things. So that was a big L there. Obviously coins, points, and items are all things that are still around. No training. So we never saw training in this year's game in MUT 18. Now I want to go over to just my binder to show you some other nasty things before we get into the item sets. And we're going to open up a pack as well. So when you load into your item binder, notice that it's A to Z, so they don't even sort it out by overall. Also, there's non-player items in here. We also need to take a moment to say rest in peace to True Boy, legend on the Madden sticks. Unfortunately, lost his life in that Jacksonville shooting that happened, I believe, in MUT 19 or the start of MUT 19. So I'm happy that I still have this card here and it will never go away. So I mentioned no training on a card. Well, take a look at this. If you try to quick sell a card, look at the disgusting amount of coins that you get to quick sell a 86 overall, 500 coins. Now, if I sort by overall, I still have to go in, I think, and sort by player. Actually, maybe not. But I have like this 95 overall John Randall, and again, 500 coins. So no training, but the amount of coins you got for these players was just not very comparable to maybe the cost of the card. Also, abilities were pre-equipped on these cards and there wasn't really any customization to it. So we had these chemistries and honestly I can't even remember what some of these are. So this one, he has his blanket coverage, and then he also has jump the snap, which is an ability, all pre-equipped. So if you wanted to rock a blanket coverage like squad, you'd have to find other players with that pre-equipped blanket coverage. And if like your favorite player or a card you really wanted to get didn't have that, it really kind of messed up your scheme. So from a team building standpoint, it just wasn't very good. Here's another one with Jason Peters. He has Go Deep, which was a pretty good one. I think this has ×2 on it as well. I remember that being a fairly solid, like very usable pre-equipped team scheme. We have LaDainian Tomlinson. This was a level master card, so this is definitely a cool idea. Basically, you know, it's kind of like Torrey Holt from a couple years ago. I don't think we had season masters this year, so I guess you can compare it to that. But back in the day, we only got one versus season masters. We got 4 of them for each season. So you started off with this really low overall card, and as you knocked out objectives and leveled up, you got collectibles that upgraded LaDainian Tomlinson to his final form here. And he only had 95 speed. I don't remember like the final period where you couldn't upgrade this card anymore, but 95 speed is also nasty there. But he came with the toughness scheme and then never stumble ability. And you can see, you know, if I kind of sort through some of the other cards, they have different various abilities and teams, or not team schemes, but scheme chems, whatever we're going to call them. Notice the nat symbol was in the upper left of the card back then, so I believe there was a way to get some free Ultimate Legends, and that's why I got Megatron here, Troy Vincent, and Rod Woodson. If you wanted to sell a card, back in the day, man, I sound like a MUT boomer here, but if you go to auction, look at this nastiness here too. You couldn't pre-type or type in the amount you wanted to sell the card for. You literally had to hold down, and there was like a glitch. If you hold down the D-pad and the left analog stick to the right, it would move a little bit faster versus just holding like one of them to the right. But if you wanted to sell a card for 1,000,000 coins, I mean, look what you had to go through. This is just ugly, disgusting nastiness here. And then eventually, if you wanted to list it, you would just hit X and put it on the auction house. I don't think anybody out here is going to be buying cards, and unfortunately, they're not. Because you may have noticed, I only have 11,000 coins, and the fact that these cards only quick sell for about 500 coins, like I couldn't even quick sell items in my binder to get enough coins to open up some packs for you guys. That's why every year I try to hang on to some coins for this video as we kind of go back in the summer here. I did buy points, which is, I mean, the theme of this video is nastiness. I purchased 500 MUT points to open up a fan appreciation pack in MUT 18 just for you guys. So at least do me the kind favor of smacking that thumbs up button for the simple fact that I wasted $5 to open up this pack for you. So let's go ahead and see what a fan appreciation pack looked like in MUT 18. I don't believe promos had special animations. Yeah, this is pretty much the standard default like elite animation. There may have been one or two special ones, but we all complained about the MUT 22 fan appreciation packs. This one wasn't that great either. I mean, we did get a 95, which is actually kind of rare in MUT 22. But look what happens if I tried to quick sell these. 2,500 coins for all of my hard work there. So that's what a fan appreciation pack looked like in MUT 18. Let's take a spin around the item sets and see what promos we had back then. Now, one thing I will say about MUT 18, there were some very, very good promos back in the day. The Summer Blockbusters promo was one of my favorites of all time, and it was a great way to basically at the end of the year, and I think this is something we're missing now, is basically just empty out your binder and upgrade some trash to treasure, essentially. So the main theme of it here was you had to trade in items to get movie tickets. You could trade in, they had lower overall Blockbuster cards, 92, 93. You could trade in tokens. We'll show you what tokens were in a moment, but basically you would trade in old items to get tokens, and in this situation, you could use those tokens and trade them in to get a movie ticket. We had Silver Squad tokens, we had season tokens, just all types of currency and cards and collectibles, and they did a good job of getting away from that as the years went on and giving us, you know, player items that maybe weren't that useful on the field, but at least you could still put them on the field versus a token you couldn't do anything with but let it sit in your binder. But you could cash in players, so we got like 86 to 90 overall, players 88 to 92. It kind of works like Rookie Premier in a sense that you're getting those Rookie Premier collectibles, but instead you're getting movie tickets. And then you would cash in those movie tickets for the movie stars. You see the theme going here. And the players were really good at the time. So we got a 99 overall Carson Wentz. He comes with, you know, pre-baked abilities and a scheme chem out there. I remember this Odell Beckham card came out, and I was like one of the first people to get it, and I sold it for 1,000,000 coins. It was a great way to make coins at the time here if you had a lot of junk in your binder. So I'm not going to scroll through all of the players, but as you can see there, the GOAT Jason Kelsey, they pretty much gave a player at every single position pre-baked abilities, pre-baked scheme chems, and they were all 99 overalls, and you know, looks like the Eagles got quite a few, so I was definitely a happy person back at this time. Essentially, or I shouldn't say essentially, mainly because of the coach item. If you got this coach item, it gave you +2 speed to your entire team, and it was Dougie P, which is a good thing, obviously. So my favorite team, a bunch of players like Wentz, Fletch, Jason Kelsey, and I got to add the Doug Peterson. Unfortunately, I got rid of all of those items, or I would show them to you in this video, but Summer Blockbuster promo, big W. I need them to bring that back. doesn't seem like they're going to. Fan appreciation was pretty cool here. You could trade in 5 elite tokens. We talked about those tokens a moment ago, and get a Nat Golden Ticket fantasy pack, so that was definitely a big W. Team tokens. I'll be honest, I don't remember a ton of what these were for, but it looks like each individual team had a token that you could get by trading in gold players. So if I wanted the Eagles team token, I would trade in 10 Eagles gold players to get that Eagles team token. The silver and elite tokens were found at the top, so I think there's other ways to get to them, but basically you trade in random elite overall cards. There's various overalls between 80, 81, 82, 83, and then 84 through 99. That would give you an elite token, and then we showed you with that fan appreciation set and the summer blockbuster set, you would put those tokens into those associated sets to get content. We had a movers promo. Of course, we had Ultimate Legends. Let's scroll through here and see, did we have any type of players that we haven't seen in years to come now? Lamar Woodley, I don't think we've seen in a while. Chris Carter's been absent for a while, which is unfortunate because he would get Eagles Chem. I don't think we saw Willie Brown the last couple years. Jerry Rice, Bo Jackson, Reggie White, John Abraham, all pretty much cards we've seen. Franco Harris, Ronnie Lott. Steve Young's been missing for a while there, so there's definitely some names on this list. We didn't see a Urlacher this year. Definitely some names on this list that I would love to see come back. Troy Vincent, of course, so I could get that Eagles Chem. We had replays. This is a pretty cool promo because basically what they did is when Team of the Week ended, they basically created a whole new season during the off season, and every week, I think it came out on like Tuesdays, they would do replays, which I think were kind of like flashback cards. So there were different collectibles. Again, the overuse of collectibles in MUT 18 was definitely a thing, and they got away from it. But they would make these or create these rewind players that you could earn, and they got better as, you know, the weeks went on. But it was kind of like a season within the off season, and it provided some solid content. We had your typical, you know, NFL draft promo, the Easter promo, MUT Heroes. This may have been the first year that we ever got a MUT Heroes. I want to go back to Position Heroes, which is something we haven't seen in a while. These are known as Sparkle cards. Surprised they weren't 99 overalls at the time, but basically they gave players that, you know, at every single position a 98 overall card. Zach Ertz got one. You might notice they came with those pre-equipped abilities and scheme and theme chems. And I really don't know why they got away from these, because these were a thing kind of since the inception of MUT, and then they just all of a sudden disappeared. So from a nostalgia standpoint, these are some things I would definitely love to see come back as kind of like endgame content with Position Heroes and Summer Blockbuster. Good way to get some players, and there were plenty of players in MUT 22 that did not get an upgrade. Good way to get them some upgrades there at the end of the year and round out some theme teams. We had Chemistry 101s. From what I remember, these were free cards, and you needed collectibles, I think, from solo challenges to get them, but they were cards in which you got to pick the chemistry. So we've seen all of these pre-equipped cards. These ones you actually got to pick the chemistries on them, and it was a little bit weird in the sense that you could choose either a 94 overall player that you could auction off, or you could get +2 in their overall, but you couldn't auction it off. It was a nat card, kind of like an NCAT, to be honest. So they brought NCATs into the play. They just didn't call them that. Team of the Year, I think, was a bit weird this year. Let me just kind of look back and see. They don't have the older team, or no, I'm sorry, this is Team of the Year. I'm thinking Team of the Week. So Team of the Year was, you know, its normal thing where you got Team of the Year cards. I think back in the day, Team of the Week was kind of weird that they gave, let me just look back here. I think they gave almost every single position a card, which was cool at the time until, you know, we started getting all these useless like offensive linemen, and I think it became too cumbersome for the team to create content, and they definitely got away from this format. Pretty sure this is the only year that they did that, where every single position and every single week got a card, and you'd have to trade all of these in just to get, you know, the hero for said week. In this case, week 16, just think about this, week 16, the final week of the NFL season, and we're still getting 79 overall cards and 85 and 87 overall cards. So I'm glad they got away with that. I'd rather have the champion card or, you know, the set card require less items that are at a higher overall, and that's what they've done going forward. I think Team of the Year, Team of the Week in MUT 22 has been an absolute W, and MUT 21, that was the format. Zero Chill was very good. There was a separate section for Snow Beast, as you can see there. We had out of position Zero Chill cards. Legends were in there. there. Here are the token exchanges, a place where you could trade in a bunch of those elite tokens and get flashbacks, veterans, motivators who gave plus attributes to your entire position group. Like if you got a cornerback that was a motivator, he would bump up man coverage for all of the secondary on your team. Football Outsiders was a thing. I don't think that's ever going to come back, unfortunately. Power-up boosts, if I remember correctly, power-ups became a thing at the end or towards the end of MUT 18, and they were so expensive to do, it just never was really worth it. I think when we go back, and we'll be doing videos for MUT 19, 20, and 21 in the next week or so, when we go back and see MUT 19, the next episode, I believe we're going to go ahead and see the first time of power-ups from the start of the game to the finish of the game. They were introduced at the end. They were so expensive, it wasn't worth it. You had things that you could trade in for head-to-head rewards. We had MUT Master was found in this Master section here. Sean Taylor, LaDainian Tomlinson was the Level Master. Here's where I believe you put those team tokens in to get a T.Y. Hilton and a Telvin Smith. So yes, you put in those team items that I showed you, but it looks like you could put any team, so you could keep doing the Eagles over and over and put them into the set to get this Telvin Smith here. Eric Berry card was the elite token master. We saw the Sean Taylor. We had a Khalil Mack and an OBJ AFC and NFC pennant masters. I think these were grind from solos, and I remember this Odell was very, very good early in the year. He had like pre-equipped playmaker. Harvest promo, which is the Thanksgiving promo. There was a Color Rush promo. This may have been the first year of Color Rushes being introduced. Team Leaders is basically like Team Affinity content. Of course, we had our Most Feared. Madden Classic was something for the early competitive series. MUT Loyalty was a way to get content based off of your previous years of playing Madden Ultimate Team titles. And I think that's it. You know, we kind of cruise through here. Some good things, some awful things as well. From what I would take from it, Position Heroes, Summer Blockbuster need to come back. It was the inception of MUT Heroes, which is really, really good. And then we had just pretty much all of our traditional promos that we've seen, but they got rid of contracts. They got rid of tokens. They fixed, for the most part, the Team of the Week structure. So a lot of things were improved from MUT 18. Let me know, where does this one rank on your list? What did you like about it? What did you dislike? If you got any memories, leave it down below in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.